Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Gordon Guitar. We have a great band here, Placebo. I love Placebo, and their song called Try Better Next Time. Cool song, like always, from Placebo, and we will have this with only 4 different chords, so pretty easy. I will learn you 2 variations of 2 of the chords, since we're gonna hit one melody here in the strumming. But yeah, let's start with the chords first. No need for any capo. And we will start with the G. Okay, so that is 3rd on E, 2nd on A, open D, open G, 3rd B, and 3rd E. Then we have D. So that is open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and 2nd E. Then we have C. So that is 3rd on A, 2nd on D, open G, 1st B, and open E. And finally, E minor. So E minor is open E, 2nd A, 2nd D, open G, open B, and open E. Okay, so the verse is pretty easy. It's just back and forth between the G and the D chord. And it's all about downstrokes. So the strumming is only downs. So it goes from G, and you're gonna play 16 downs. It goes pretty fast. And then you shift to D and play 16 downs there as well, pretty fast. And this G, D, if you look at that as one round of the chords, you will play that for 5 times in the first verse. So I will demonstrate for you the 16 downs for G and the 16 downs for D for a couple of rounds so you can get the idea of how it sounds. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so pretty fast there, but you do the same there, so once you get it, you have it. So that's the first verse, 5 rounds of GD. Then comes the chorus in the lyrics, wake up, wake up. Alright, so this chorus is with the chords G, D, and C. And you play that for 2 rounds, so this chord progression, G, D, and C. But here we want to have a melody built in. So that is why we need to look at the G and the D chord in a different way here, since we will have the notes included. And for that, we will go for G here, more like a bar chord. We will not bar the full chord, the full bar here on the 3rd fret, but we will have the fingers placed in a bar chord way. So the grip will be like this for G, and that is 3rd here on the E string, 5th on the A string, and 4th on the D string. So you will still do your downs here in the same way as we played for the verse, so in the same tempo, but you will try to hit and emphasize the D string here in this case for the G chord. So the melody goes here on the D string from the 4th fret to the 5th fret. And for that one, you will use your little pinky to put it on the 5th and release it to get it back to the 4th here. So like I have the grip here, I have my index finger on my 3rd fret E, my ring finger on the 5th fret A, and my middle finger on the 4th fret D. And I'm using a little pinky to put on and pull off to get the melody there. So for the G chord, you will play 3 downs with your finger on the 4th fret on D string, so like this, and try really to emphasize the D string. You don't play full downstrokes here. We only play on about the E, A, and D string. That is the main focus, and the focus really is on the D string, because there's the melody. So 3 downs on the 4th fret D string, but of course you want to include the A and E as well. And then after these 3 downs, you add your little pinky here on the 5th fret D string and play that for 5 downs. So in total, 3 plus 5 is 8 downs on the G chord. So, and then, okay, that is 1 round of G. You play that for 2 rounds. So the G in total will be like this. Okay. On the second round, you will play and instead of 5 downs on the 5th fret D string, you play 2 downs on the 2nd fret G string, and that is like a bridge over to the next chord, which is the D. So for the second round on the G, I play first 1 round like this, and then on the 4th fret 3 downs, and then on the 5th fret only 3 downs as well. And then you move your finger, your index finger, and stretch it down to the 2nd fret G string and play it 2 downs. Okay, so that is the bridge to the next chord. So I will play the G part for you, and you will see how it sounds slowly. Okay, so you just move your index finger from the E string down to the 2nd fret G string. And from there on, you have the new grip. This is the new grip, and that is a variation of the D chord. So this is the grip now, and like you see here, it's a bit stretchy here. You will get used to that. It feels a little strange to begin with, but while you train, you will see that it comes more naturally. So the pattern goes pretty much the same here with the D chord. You have the same string and the same notes to emphasize like you had in the G chord. So that is still the 4th fret on the D string. Play that for 3 downs. And then you add the 5th fret on D string, your little pinky here, and play that for 5 downs. Okay. You will play this D only for 1 round. So that's it. So you'll have this grip here. You're gonna play so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the D chord. So far we have learned this. Right, and then we have only the C chord left here, and then you go to the C. But here you will play without the 1st fret on the B string, since we have the melody here on the open B. So it's only these 2 you need, 3rd fret on the A and 2nd fret on the G. You want to emphasize the open B string to begin with, 3 downs. And then with your index finger, you put it on the 2nd fret G string and play that for 3 downs. Try to emphasize the G string now. And for the final 2 downs, you release the index again and try to emphasize the open G string. And that's it. So the C, just to repeat that one, you play the C without the index on the 1st fret B string like the chord is. You try to emphasize the open B 3 times. Then you place it on the 2nd fret G string, play that for 3 downs. And finally open G string 2 downs. And that's it. So this G, D, and C, you play that for 2 rounds. Okay, so I'm gonna play it through slowly for you, and then I'm gonna speed up to standard tempo. So let's go. And in standard tempo, something like this. Yeah, so perhaps a challenging part here for the song, but I believe that it gives you that much if you really nail this melody. So that is how you could do it. If you choose to not play all these melodies here, you can just go for the standard G and play that for 8 downs, and you shift to the D and play that for 8 downs, and you can go to C and play that for 8 downs. But for the G, you'll remember you play that for 2 rounds, so in total that would be 16 downs. So then D, 8 downs, and C, 8 downs. That would be 1 round without these melodies. Alright, so from now on there's not much new to it. The second verse goes in the same way as the first verse, but instead of 5 rounds in the first verse, we have now only 3 rounds. Okay? So G, D, 3 rounds, and then comes the second chorus. It will be played in the same way as we just learned the chorus, but you will just play it twice. It's twice as long, so two rounds of the full chorus, you can say. The only thing here I can just mention that the melody notes, they goes up. I believe they go up here in the song, but I would stay with this standard since we need to really pick up one really high notes up here on the fretboard, and that makes it that much harder and complex. It's not worth it, so stick with the same melody if you choose to play the melody here. So that's it about the second chorus. Then comes the third verse, and here I will just mention, because we learned one chord more here in this tutorial, and that was the E minor, and this is where the E minor comes into the picture here. We have this third verse played in the same way as the other verses. The only difference here is on the third and last round, this is only about 3 rounds, instead of playing G on the third round, the G, D, you replace that with an E minor. So the third verse will be G, D, and now on the third verse, third round, you will play E minor instead of G, and you go back to D. Alright, so that is the third verse, and then we have the final chorus, and this chorus is about 6 rounds now. So 6 rounds of this G, D, and C. And yeah, that's it. The last C there, I can just mention that one, because the song, it ends in the lyrics there. It's a gas, it's a party on a planet of flakes, and so on. This is just basically a vocal part, since the last C, it rings out, and then it just... it rings out and is alive through this lyric part there. So that is how this song ends. And I said 6 rounds, I mean of course 4 rounds if you look at the lyrics there. 4 rounds, and that is how the chorus ends. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. A cool song again from Placebo. Try better next time, and that is my goal here for this channel. I always try better and better. So interact with me, tell me what's good and what's bad. Thumb up if you like this tutorial, be a subscriber, and let's go on. Play tune, guys.